Hello everyone, we'll start the session now. Double running, sir?
Yes, I can listen.
Yes, sir. We'll start the session, sir.
Okay.
So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm Sindhu VH from SesameInfo.in. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to our webinar organized by SesameInfo.in. So in this webinar, we are going to discuss about sesame crop scenario in Tanzania. We have an exciting and insightful session planned for you, featuring our expert who will provide in-depth perspective on sesame crops in Tanzania. We can have the question and answer session at the end after the completion of the presentation. And if participants have any questions, you can place the questions in the chat box. So now I would like to introduce our speaker, Mr. Dhaval Raninga, sir. So Dhaval Raninga is the trader of sesame seeds and part of the food and food ingredients business unit in ETG. Dhaval sir oversees all African origin trading and logistic operation in multiple origins and destinations. Dhaval sir has total of 12 years of experience in commodities, supply chain and logistics and international business. And he is also a graduate in business administration and has a master's in international business. Over to Dhaval Raninga, sir.
Thank you, Sindhu, for giving the introduction. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of the participants who join from all part of the world. Today, I will be going to present Tanzania Sesame outlook for the 2024. Can we begin with the presentation, Sindhu?
Can you see the presentation, sir?
Yeah.
Yes.
So before moving to the presentation, I will go with the disclaimer that presenter or ETG cannot be held liable for any losses occurring to the anyone by trading on this statement or view. Next slide, please. During my presentation, these are the content I will going to cover throughout my presentation. First one is Tanzania crop outlook 2024 estimated. The weather anomalies. Third one, Tanzania export data from 2021 to 23. Logistic situation of Tanzania and the major clues. Next slide, please. Looking at the Tanzania crop outlook 2024, at the beginning of the season, if we look at the crop outlook, the prices for the sesame were higher as compared to the other competing crop like sunflower seeds, soya seeds. So farmers are getting more motivated to plant the sesame seed this year. The sowing sesame in Tanzania showed a promising result. By looking at the initial scenario, the crop was looked like excellent around 160 to 170,000 ton, but the weather played a vital role in between. There is a late and the heavy rain and the few parts create a flood situation due to the adverse weather condition likely to have a significant impact. Particular the area around the Morogoro nearby Dar es Salaam have been heavily impacted by the rainfall. It is early to predict the damage total quantity, but it seems it might impact on the quality of the seeds. But from last 2 days, there is no rain, so it might be helpful for the crop, specifically in the southern region. There is, as of now, there is no sound like damage of the quantity. There is a damage in the quantity in nearby the Morogoro and nearby Dar es Salaam area. And during the government policy, there is no change in the government policy, and the taxation structure is the same as the last year. Apart from that, the government is pushing more and more region toward the auction system. So Tanzania, there are, if you look at the map, there are three types of variety of the seeds. Tanzania mix. It is coming from mainly from Dodoma, Sumbawanga, Morogoro, and Babita, and many of the, yeah. And as I told you that the government is pushing towards the more region to the auction. As of now, as per the news that Dodoma is open, but it can be happen go to the auction, and Morogoro, some part of the auction and some part are still open. But as per the recent news, government is pushing almost cover all the region of the Tanzania towards the auction system. Tanzania white is coming from mainly from Beya, Balizi, and some part of Songea and Tunduru. Tanzania South, which is mainly considered as a high quality seeds, previously is Lindi and Matwara, Masasi, Nivale, Kilwa. These are the considered as a actual South quality grade. But as government is pushing all the South auction region, so we expect more and more region to add it into the auction. So there is a chance that more and more quality from the South grade, if the importer wants to do the contract, and has to be take care, every auction cargo is not a South grade quality. Importers are directly participant in the auction system is a new normal in Tanzania. So there is a question, what will be the role of the importer nowadays? Because all the Chinese are directly participating to the auction system and shipping the cargo to the China. These are the some data. If you look at the open sales and auction sales from 2020 to 2023 and the estimation of 2024, total export around 2020 is around 140,000 ton, 2021 around 132,000 ton, in 22 120,000 ton, in 23 155,000 ton, and we are estimating around 140 to 150,000 ton in during the 2024 years. And if you look at the data for the auction, numbers are keep on increasing and increasing. And as per the recent news before made IPPT is likely to auction number will have a more bigger number than the open sales number. Next slide, please. If you look at the weather anomalies, the weather plays a very vital role. We have seen the weather is most unpredictable and most damaging. We have seen the flood situation in Pakistan in 2022. We have seen the cyclone situation in Mozambique. We have also been witness in the last winter crop in India, excess rain in October. It create a lots of damages. And this year, if you look at the African map weather condition, then the East Africa continues to experience enhanced rainfall and leading to persistent to the flood. There's a heavy rainfall and thunderstorm have it southern Tanzania, causing a flooding and landslide in the Baghdadi district, Simuya region, and Dar es Salaam city, leading to the casualty in the damage. Also, the overflow of the river caused fatalities in the Morogoro region in Tanzania. The more concern about the weather is how is the weather pattern looks like from the June to December. If you look at the data in the graph, the blue line shows a weather pattern for the June to December is the La Nina year. And we have experienced like in the last 3 year a consecutive La Nina, then El Nino, and again a La Nina is appearing from June to August. So this is never happened again in the history of 100 years. We have faced this type of, in just 5 years we are facing 3 year La Nina, 1 year El Nino, and back to La Nina. So La Nina is coming mostly likely to June to August. There is a chances. So in the during the June to August, we can see a heavy rainfall. It can be in Pakistan. So this can create a damage. La Nina is also its chances of increasing throughout the October to December. So it can also create impact on the Indian winter crop as well. So La Nina is coming with the lots of excess rain during the harvesting time. Then it can create a big trouble for the all the sesame growing countries. Can you please next slide, please? If you look at the data of the Tanzania Sesame seed export, these are the estimation around 2021, it is around 132,500 ton. In 2022, around 119,800 ton. In 2023, it was 155,000 ton. The major importing country is dominating only China, and second is the Japan, and rest of the country are very few quantity. Last year, India was higher due to there was a heavy demand for the white crop quality cargo in India. And yes, if you look at the export data, it's in 2023 number was quite higher. The crop was also good in 2023. We were also expecting a similar or less than this year, around 140 to 150,000 ton crop exportable quantity. But the more concern is coming towards, it will come to the more and more region to the auction. In the auction, if I like to add, then there are two types of auction in the Tanzania. Like one is open bidding, is a on it's a paper bidding, like anyone exporter it can bid through the paper. And in this system, no one, any of the exporter cannot know the any other exporter's bid or the price, because at the once is the result is declared, but this in online system, it is within the time slot, people need to add their pricing value, and system is showing only the higher price value during that time. So anyone exporter needs to add to get this quantity, they need to increase the price to get the quantity within the frame time. Next slide, please. If you look at the Tanzania logistic situation, yes, there is a scarcity of the 20-feet container. 40-feet container is easier available than 20-feet container. There are more imports are coming in the 40-feet container only. The major shipping companies reduce their voyage. Any shipping line vessels are coming the fortnightly instead of weekly. There is a port congestion in Dar es Salaam because vessel turnaround time is around 3 weeks from the arrival to departure. So that is the main reason. Also, the shipping line reduced their voyage. Before it was coming weekly, so instead now fortnightly. So any exporter needs to plan their shipment well in advance to ship on time. Next slide, please. These are the major clues. If you look at the from June 24 to September 24, bullish view, as we see the weather pattern, La Nina risk has been increased, and this can create a flood and crop damage situation for the sesame growing country. Conflicts can cause a higher freight and supply disturbance across the Red Sea region. Sudan supply will remain disturbed, and Ethiopia supply improved is not much. West Africa cargo is almost nil. These are the bearish views. Crop outlook for the Tanzania, Mozambique, and followed by the India summer crop is decent in size. Pakistan is also expecting a very good crop. Forward pricing for the offers is creating pricing pressure for the Tanzania and Mozambique crop as well. If you look at the before entry of the Pakistan and the Brazil, if there was a shortfall in northern hemisphere, then there is a more bullish chances during the southern hemisphere crop, because there was no new crop till the northern hemisphere start. But nowadays, every 2 months there is a new crop coming. Specifically in the Pakistan is playing a major role. because it is coming in between before the southern hemisphere season and the northern hemisphere season for the beginning. So Pakistan is also expecting a very good crop, that this can create a very good pricing effect in the Tanzania and Mozambique. China port outlook is almost around 230,000 ton. It is already a quite big number. Brazil is also expecting a very good crop, that India and the Turkey is also expecting a good quantity in forward months. So in the summary, the supply of the sesame from Tanzania, Mozambique, India's summer crop, followed by the Pakistan and the Brazil, may put pricing pressure on the price outlook unless and until the adverse weather condition interference can be happen. Asante Sane, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Dhaval Raninga sir, for the insightful presentation on Tanzania sesame crop. Your expertise and insights have provided us with valuable information. Now, before we move on to the question and answer session, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to our audience for their engagement and participation. So let's open the floor for questions. Please feel free to type your questions in the chat or raise your hand if you'd like to ask any questions related to Tanzania crop scenario. We look forward to an enriching discussion. Yeah. So there is a question to Dhaval Raninga sir. So how much quantity crop Tanzania and Mozambique this year? What is the crop price with Tanzania and Mozambique?
Tanzania, I already explained during my presentation, we are expecting around 140 to 150,000 ton.
Yes.
The damage happens, initial crop looks like more than 160 to 170,000 ton, but the damage happens during in the Morogoro and Dar es Salaam nearby area. Yes, due to that reason, we might expect a little bit less quantity than expected. But till now there is no damage news coming from the south region. So and the rain also has been stopped, so we are expecting a similar crop as compared to the last year. And the Mozambique, we are expecting around 80 to 85,000 ton.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. One more question, like what is the expected impact of high rainfall on FFA levels in the crop, and how is this managed through the TMX auction system?
Definitely there, as I mentioned in presentation, it cannot be a quantity damage, then can be a quality impact in the sesame seed. The major rain happens in the nearby Dar es Salaam and Morogoro area. So Morogoro, it is some part is the auction system and some is open buying. So then open buying, you cannot control the FFA while buying. But yes, in TMX system, they has we don't know the government what will be the regulation and how they control, but that can be a chances of high rainfall create high moisture, and it can create a high FFA on during that part of region only.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. So there is one more question. So how do you see the price range for Tanzania mixed sesame crop? And they have also asked about the quantity of mixed sesame expected this year.
We are expecting the price range currently. If you see, the price range is around 1700 level for the mixed sesame seed to the China market. But yes, we are expecting if the Pakistan prices is putting more pressure to the Tanzanian crop, because Pakistan forward offers has been already started. So we can expect around 1650 level. But if the situation becomes reverse due to the weather situation, then it can go up to 1750 as well.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. And there is one more question. When do you expect crop to be exported? Is it delayed or on time?
Yes, it will be little delayed due to the rain and all this situation. Previously, we were expecting some part. If you look at the export data, then exportable quantity started from the May itself. But definitely it will start from June this year.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you have already told about the mixed grade quantity, and there is one more question like breakup of white, south, and mixed quantity they are asking about.
South, as I mentioned, there are auction is entire south is in under the auction. So previously consider that the south quality, which is very high quality seeds, that are the only few of the region like Lindi, Matwara, Masasi, and some of the quantity. That quantity we are expecting around 70 to 80,000 ton. And Beya and Balizi and Songya, there are the white quantity, and the mixed quantity is mainly from Dodoma, Morogoro, Subavanga, and some part of Tanita. So mixed grade, we can say around more than 50,000 ton.
Okay, okay, sir. So there is one more question like how is the port situation is in Dar es Salaam? Vessel waiting is long, so can shipment delivery delay possible from Tanzania?
No, vessel delivery, the transit time is not about the transit time, sorry. Turnaround time of the vessel is very long, like 3 weeks from the arrival to departure. So every exporter needs to plan the way before the planning. They cannot suddenly, if they want to plan the May shipment right now, it is not possible for them because the cutoff timing for the vessel arrival is earlier and the departure of the vessel is too late. So definitely, if anyone exporter is planning much ahead, if they have the forward sales and they have to plan much ahead, then they cannot give a spot immediate shipment.
Okay, okay, sir. So one more question. What was the impact of La Nina on crop in previous years? Because we saw crop increment due to continue El Nino. So what was the impact of La Nina in crop in previous years they are asking?
In previous year, we have in previous year, like in last year, we had a El Nino year, and this year again we had a La Nina year. So in El Nino, there is a drought situation sometimes happens. So in the previous to previous year, we can happen that the exportable quantity was much less, around 120,000 ton. So due to the cyclone and heavy rain, there was a effect in damage situation.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So one more question. What is the rough idea of freight from Tanzania to China?
Its
Singapore.
current price situation is around 1700.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there is a question for Mozambique. So Mozambique shipment issue has been resolved or still it will have issues as last year?
Mozambique situation is every industry part knows. There was no shipment issue. Currently, everyone last year, people are shipping the cargo. Only issue happens with some of the exporters and all this, but there is no logistic wise issue has been happened.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. So there is a question on variety of the sesame in Tanzania. So is there a variety of sweet sesame in Tanzania suitable for tahini production?
Yes, if you can see the exportable data, there are some exports happen to the Israel market as well. So south quality seeds and some of the whitey seeds has been shipped to the Israel market, and the new crop also they are started inquiring. So that is a suitable quantity for the Israel market.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir. So if anyone has other questions, they can raise their hands or place the question in the chat box. Price difference mix versus white versus south.
Generally, the price difference between the mix and white is around $40 to $50 per ton.
Okay.
And what is the south? I cannot exactly give you the idea. It depends upon the sometimes the auction pricing.
Okay. Yes, sir. So there is one more question. When south auctions will take place? Any tentative date? Idea?
Idea is around end of the May.
Yes. So there is a question about rules for exporting from Tanzania. Can you explain a little bit about that? So, like, are there any special rules for exporting from Tanzania?
No, there is no any policy changes and taxation changes for the shipping rules. It is the
Okay.
same as the last year.
Okay. So someone has asked about how much stocks left in Sudan. So is there any participant from Sudan who can answer to this question? Can answer. So there's a question, sir, like how many sesame processors or sorting unit are there in Tanzania?
The sorting unit, like if you do the sortex quality, there are very few processor in Tanzania. Is hardly one or two processor maybe in Tanzania. The majority cargo get it export is a natural system.
Oh, okay, there is one more question about the open sales. Like are warehouse receipts required for open sales? How does this work?
Sorry.
Are warehouse receipts required from open sales? How does this work?
No, there is no warehouse receipt required. With the open market area, people can buy from their agents
Yeah.
or directly to the farmers. But specifically, they have nominated the agent who are local people. Someone cannot go and buy from the Pacific region.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, okay, there is a question like you mentioned about Chinese importers directly exporting from Tanzania. What
Mhm.
percent of the exports is done by such exporters?
A percentage I cannot figure it out, but there are multiple companies every year coming new with a new name and new entity, and they are closing the old entity and coming to the new entity. So percentage it will be hardly to say how can, because whoever has the regular exporter, they cannot change their entity name every year. So if you will look at the export auction system, the bidder or exporter, every time there are new entities are coming apart from the regular exporter.
Yeah, sir. Okay. So there is a question. Can you help with the standing export rules currently operating since there is no change?
Standing export rules is the normal, like anyone needs to export, then declare to the customs, and they can, if they have the stock, they can declare the custom value and the quantity, and they can easily export.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
It's not very hard in Tanzania. That is the that is why we can see that every time there are new entities are coming to the Tanzania.
So there is one more question, like what is the currency effect on prices?
Currency definitely affect in the pricing, but currently there is no as much we can see Tanzanian shilling much volatility in the exchange, so we don't see the major effect in due to the currency. But yes, if there is a fluctuation into against the US dollar, there will be definitely a big impact of the exporter cost.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So if any participants have any other questions, they can raise their hands. If anyone wants to ask the question, they can raise their hands. So there is a question, sir. Is Sesame brought from TMX auctions already cleaned, or is it farm trust?
Just from the auction, normally it's clean cargo, but before the declaring the auction, government is also TMX is also declaring the quantity and the quality of the cargo, like the purity and the color of the seeds and moisture and FFA and all this.
Yes. Thank you for answering all the questions, sir. Is any participants having any other questions? You can raise the hands, or you can place the questions in the chat box. So there is a question, what will be the price range expected top and bottom?
If you talk about the mixed grade as of now, we can see definitely a downside, but we cannot see that much downside. Bottom, I can say a 1650 range, or higher for the mixed grade, it can go up to 1750 range.
Yes.
For the white, yes, up to 1700 to 1800 it can be, or south, no one can predict. It can go down up to 1730 40, or it can go up to 1850 as well.
Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for answering all the questions. So, yeah. Thank you all for your questions and engagement in today's webinar. Special thanks to our speaker, Dhaval Raninga sir, for the valuable insights. So let's keep the conversation going and stay connected for future events. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we will keep the session chat box open for 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. We'll wait for the questions. If we get any questions, we'll answer them. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.